It's been 3 days since the incident. I cannot sleep, cannot eat. It's like I'm just waiting for that thing that took Tony to come and take me as well. I spend my days and nights crying. There's no one to help me. I've been considering other options. It's been a horrible week, and I really don't know how much more of this fear I can take. I just got a call from work that I'm being fired due to not showing up anymore. But truthfully, I don't care. I haven't been able to think about anything else. I heard a knocking on the door and I jumped up thinking, could it be Tony? No, I saw Tony get dragged away and was screaming. No, it's the couple, Mr. Smith, and they were coming. They were here, coming to take me. I opened the door and yelled at them to leave and to get away from me, asking where Tony was. I was in a rage and started swinging my fist towards them, and I backed away, asking them to please leave. But they called a cop who showed up and asked what had happened. After the two bankers explained the situation, they told me I would be removed from my house. But now I was being charged for assault and would be taken into custody. The cop tried to arrest me, but I pushed him down and ran as fast as I could. I was now on the run, not only from what had happened in Mr. Smith's house, but also from the cops, the bank, and Tony screaming in my head. I've been sleeping in the streets for a couple of days trying to stay hidden, but I cannot go on like this. I'm having the same thoughts I had before. Bad thoughts. I don't think I have any other choice. I have to go back to where it all started. Tonight. I'll leave tonight. I'm gonna burn that house down. The sunset finally arrived, and it was time to do what must be done. I began my journey back to the house, through the back roads, through the forest, and now there I stood, right at that tree line. I could see a dim light still flickering through the window I jumped out of, while the rest of the house remained dark. I noticed the front door was wide open, like it was taunting me to try and come in. Against my better judgment, I approached the door, walking right in. It was dark, and there was the smell of a rotting animal in the air. I almost gagged, but kept my composure and kept moving forward. Making my way towards the kitchen, my plan was to pull the gas line and turn the stove on, sending this place sky high. But as I went on, I noticed that I could hear an almost chanting-like rhythm coming from upstairs. This was enough to freeze my body, as again I could see Tony's face and his screams while he was being pulled off. Suddenly, the overwhelming cloud of regret and guilt came back, and I thought to myself, could Tony still... No, could Tony still be here? And the second that thought raced through my head, tears drowned my eyes when Tony's voice yelled out, "James! Why?" After hearing that, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Could Tony still be alive? All the feelings of guilt, regret, and fear were clashing at the same time on myself. I couldn't move, I couldn't think straight, but if Tony was alive, this was my chance of redemption. The voice seemed to come from upstairs, so I went there, slowly, step by step. I peeked in the first bedroom, but nothing. I tried another, also nothing. Finally, I reached the room from where I escaped the last time. The room where I saw my friend being dragged into the darkness. "Tony?" I said out. "James!" His voice cried out. "James, untie me, please! Help me! They're coming, man. They went downstairs to get something. Hurry up, man, please!" I stood, shocked. Tony, you're alive? I was so lost and couldn't believe my eyes at what I was seeing. It was Tony, but his chest was carved with symbols and he was stripped naked. Every mark on his body was so precise, and he was tied down by his hands and feet stretched across the bed. James, stop staring at me. Just untie me, please. I snapped out of it and ran to his side. I began pulling and untying the knots wrapped around him. I was so happy to see him alive. I got him free. James, they're coming. They're crazy, man. They cut me up bad. He groaned. I whispered to him, "It's okay. I'm going to get you out of here." "No, no, you're not. Look what they did to me, man." He said, "Shut up, dude. We're taking the window and running. Can you run?" I said back. My vision started getting blurry, and my chest started hurting. "I can't breathe, James." "Look what they did to me, James." What? What? Tony? What's happening? Tony! Then everything went black. I woke to the feeling of a knife cutting through my chest. I tried to scream, but I couldn't move. My eyes were open, but I could not move or talk. I could see 2 people over me in robes, with candlelight filling the entire room. When a familiar voice said out, "Oh, look, he's awake now." "Mr. Smith," I thought. "Welcome back home, James. You left in such a hurry last time, we thought you were sick, and well, we were very, very worried about you." He proceeded to carve into my body more. I must have flinched or something, because he told me, "Oh, no, don't try and move. You can't. You see that nasty little smell you may have noticed when you were downstairs? You see, that's a neuro compound. It stimulates the front and... You wouldn't understand. Let's just say it's a homemade remedy of ours, and you won't be going out any windows soon." I tried screaming. I was panicking and terrified. I began twitching my head, and tears were falling down my face. James, don't cry. Don't cry now. Come on, be a man. You shouldn't even feel this. At least I think so. Lord knows I'm not dumb enough to test it on myself. I kept trying to scream, and still nothing. James, come on, stop it. Is it your friend? Tony? My eyes grew. So it is. He grabbed my face and moved my head to the left and showed me the rest of the room. Tony's right there. You see, he's fine. My eyes began to drown in tears as I was met with the dead body of my best friend. He was naked and torn up. Everything I could feel, the little I could feel, went numb. You carried him a good bit, I will say that. But don't beat yourself up too hard, okay? He was dead before you even got here. We just needed you to feel it one last time. I felt like I was passing out, but I couldn't. There was absolutely nothing I could do. Then the cutting suddenly stopped. All done. Now, James, this next part, well, there's no easy way to put this, but, well, we're going to eat you now. And you may hear or see something else come up, but don't worry. When that happens, you'll be in paradise. And as soon as he finished that, he gave me a smirk, as if he were my father. And they both buried their faces into my chest. Tearing, biting, chewing. I felt it all. I was now screaming, finally able to tear my vocal cords from the painful screams I let out. No more tears, just pain. Then a massive growl came from the hallway. Here he comes, James. He made us proud. And Mr. Smith kissed my forehead before bowing his head and walking back towards Tony. The growling grew louder. The throbbing pain surrounding my body grew unbearable when finally I saw the face. I saw the face of a demon straight out of hell, with fire in its eyes and blood dripping from its teeth. It looked into me, growling, and within a moment, everything went black.
Darkest